Your birthday is coming up again. Someone asks what you're doing, and you say calmly, nothing. It's just another day. That answer often gets strange looks. People assume something must be wrong, that maybe you're sad, lonely, disappointed. But what if none of that is true? What if not celebrating your birthday isn't a sign that you're broken, but a sign that you've changed in ways other people don't understand? Psychologists have looked closely at this, and what they found reveals something deeper than the usual labels like introvert or modest. For some people, birthdays stopped mattering because life taught them not to expect too much. Psychologist Martin Seligman called this learned helplessness. When disappointment happens often enough, the brain eventually stops hoping, not because a person is weak, but because the brain adapts to protect itself. Birthdays can work like that. When you're young, you expect to feel special. You expect warmth, attention, maybe love. But if the day keeps falling short, if people forget, cancel, argue, or make it feel small, your brain starts adjusting. It stops expecting joy. And eventually, it's just another day, becomes emotional armor. But not everyone avoids birthdays because of pain. Some people simply have no room left. Their lives are overloaded. Work, caregiving, appointments, responsibilities, everything blurs together. For them, a birthday is not an emotional event. It's a task. Shopping, planning, hosting, smiling. And when your energy is already low, canceling the whole thing can be the healthiest decision. Then there's a third group, the most psychologically fascinating one. These people are not hurt. They're not forgetting. They've simply outgrown the whole performance. According to self-determination theory, developed by Deci and Richard Ryan, the healthiest sense of well-being often comes from within, not from external rituals or public attention. Some people no longer need one special day to feel valued. They don't need a restaurant full of people singing at them. They don't need 30 text messages from people they barely talk to the rest of the year. They already know their worth, and that can make others uncomfortable. Because when you don't need outside validation, you accidentally expose how much other people still depend on it. But here's where it gets complicated. Not everyone who avoids birthdays is free. Some are still carrying an old wound. Picture an 8-year-old child waiting for a birthday that never really came. The cake wasn't there. The warmth wasn't there. The attention wasn't there. Maybe they didn't cry, but the next year they expected a little less. That matters. Pain attached to certain dates can return again and again. Sometimes the body remembers before the mind does. So as the birthday approaches, a person may feel sad, tired, or irritated without fully knowing why. And then they say they don't care. Maybe they truly don't, but maybe they're protecting themselves from wanting too much. That is the real question. Is it peace or self-protection? There is a huge difference between not needing a celebration and being afraid to want one. That's the twist most people miss. From the outside, both people may look the same. Both may say, I don't celebrate. But one has found inner freedom, while the other has simply learned to expect less in order to avoid pain. Only they know which one is true. Maybe we've measured this all wrong. Maybe a big birthday doesn't prove you're loved, and maybe not wanting one doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. In a world that constantly demands attention, being at peace without it may be a rare kind of strength. So if you spend your birthday quietly, eating something you like, watching an old movie, turning off your phone, and feeling genuinely okay, you are not broken. You may just be someone who no longer needs permission from the outside to feel whole. And that kind of peace is something many people still don't understand.